All right, how's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is having a amazing day today. We are here with live severe weather coverage of potential gorilla hail, which is 3 to 4 inch hailstones potentially in Texas. I hope everyone. I know there's a lot of obscurity in the clouds today for the solar eclipse, but I hope everyone had a good view of the solar eclipse. And now the solar eclipse is over, or about to be over and done with, and we are now going to transition to the severe weather aspect for today. As you can see, we have a tornado watch until 8 p.m. tonight for College Station all the way near Monroe, Louisiana, and the places in between for a couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to apple size likely, and isolated wind gust up to 70 miles an hour possible. 2.2 million people are in this tornado watch. So without further ado, we are going to get started. As you can see, let me get off the radar here. Our enhanced risk for today, that does include places like Dallas, Sulphur Springs, Tyler, Texas, Longview, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Wichita Falls, all the way over here towards Spur, Jayton, in Texas and Louisiana as well. So we're sorry, it's been a while. I got to get back into the groove of things. But we're here. We're going to give you live severe weather coverage today. And without further ado, let me show you the hail risk for today. So you could see we have the if you're in the enhanced section, you have a 30% chance for 1 to 2 inch hail, 15% in the yellow, 5% in the brown, and of course we have the hatch risk area, which is this white dotted line in the black circled area, and that is and that will be for the gorilla hail, the 3 to 4 inches hail possible with this storm today, this storm system. So we're going to get started here. Everyone's having a great day, and we're going to get straight into it here.
What, we had about 25% fertility?
I don't even know how much we had.
I know, I checked out a NASA thing, and it said we had like an 87% chance, but we only saw 25% of it.
It was just really
cloudy
and rainy. But we're watching these storms down here near Austin, in between Austin and College Station in Texas. As they move off to the north and east and move into Louisiana towards the Shreveport area, towards Monroe, we're going to be watching that as well. And we actually have storms already, as you can see, in central Louisiana, southwestern Texas, and if we even go towards the Jackson radar here, just give it a second to load.
Hey, do you need something to drink before I get the dogs?
Nope, I am good. We have a bunch of storms all around Mississippi and Alabama, and eventually later tonight, all of these storms are going to move up to the north and just kind of fade away, and they'll be below severe limits by that time. But we're going to be watching the Dallas-Fort Worth area today, Shreveport, Tyler, Texas, College Station, Texas, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, even Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana today, as we're watching for the potential of gorilla hail.
Sorry to interrupt. I gotta tell you something really quick.
Do I need to mute?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just about the dog's water bottle or water bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Look. it's broke or cracked right there. That's why it comes out faster.
Well,
I'm just letting you know. Because I noticed that earlier.
whoops, that is the cam. We don't want to look on the cam. Um, I'm actually in my living room today. As you can tell probably by the change of scenery behind me. Decided to move into the living room, try to space out a little bit. But as of now, none of these storms have, I don't think, a tornado threat with them. Maybe this one near New Waverly and Montgomery, maybe. But that's kind of getting in a radar hole. And what I mean by that is it's getting far away from the radar, so it's harder to tell exactly if that storm is rotating or not. It could be, though. It could be, so we'll have to keep an eye on it as it moves into a more favorable environment, um, into Louisiana as well. Again, just watching these storms as they develop. I expect a lot of destructive severe thunderstorm warnings today. I expect 3, 4, maybe even 5-inch hail possible or likely today. So just going to be checking out all the radars. But our most interesting storms right now are all these storms over here in central Louisiana that are in the environment to produce tornadoes, but the severe ingredients aren't just there quite yet. It's just a bunch of rainy and messy convection. As you can see, none of the storms are really rotating at all. It's just a bunch of rain and wind, maybe some isolated hail in there, but uh, definitely raining here in central Louisiana. And again, those storms are going to move off to the north and to the east, really move northern and kind of elevate up and then just kind of dissipate as they get away from that environment that helps them, support. Oh, that's fine. I have my phone with me. I'm going to be checking Twitter. And we have our first tornado warning of the day. That includes Waverly, Texas and Phelps, Texas. And we actually called this storm out. We called that rotation out before I think anybody noticed. That's going to be up here for this rotation near New Waverly. Well, let me see if I can. I got to turn my weather alerts back on. There we go. And there's our brand new tornado warning. We called this out. It is radar indicated. This is the radar they're looking at this from. So there's the rotation. It's radar indicated. It's kind of broad at the moment, but there it is. It's going to move towards New Waverly, Moore Grove, Hawthorne, Pine Valley, just on the southeastern side of Huntsville, Texas, and into Pine Hill, Pine Valley, Phelps, Bath, Hawthorne, New Waverly, all those places. I need to be taking shelter now as this is our first tornado warning of the day, I believe. All the way here in just to the east of College Station. Again, it is in a bit of a radar hole, so it's going to be a little difficult to be able to track this storm, but we will be keeping our eyes on it. As it continues to move northeast, I will try to time this out for you guys. Give me 1 second. It's kind of broad, so it's not really. I don't think that it's going to produce a tornado imminently, but it's in a radar hole, so this could be concerning in person. If someone's in New Waverly and they say, "Hey, there's a rotating storm coming straight from New Waverly." Of course, that's the only way we would find out because the radar is not, it's in a radar hole, so it's not the greatest. Let me check the speed on this. Tornado and quarter-sized hail. It is moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. So let's draw. There's the somewhat rotation. Right here, it's moving at 35 miles an hour. So New Waverly, it'll be near you in probably the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me clear that and let me zoom in a little more.
Is it okay if I open this?
Zoom in a little more, try to get some more named towns and cities for you guys. It's moving 35 miles an hour. Yeah, it just shows New Waverly. But Elmina, it'll be near you probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. It'll be near Bardo in probably the next 20 minutes. And then, of course, it'll be near Phelps probably in the next 20 minutes as well. This is the rotation that caused. We were looking at this earlier. Let me try to look at it from. I really wish the College Station radar was working. And it looks better on this radar. Yeah, it looks better on this radar. It's still definitely not. I mean, they're definitely looking at it from the League City radar, but it doesn't look as strong. But it's still definitely rotating, and it's in an environment too. It's going to move in this general direction over time. Let me actually try to find a better color. Yeah, let's do black, and let's make it decent, because we want to... But it's going to move like that, and that's probably the worst line in the world. It's going to move in this general direction. So Woodville, you need to be watching this down the line, as it's going to move into a favorable environment as it moves towards the Texas-Louisiana border and eventually into central Louisiana.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is like the southern, like Natchez to Hattiesburg to Biloxi to like southern Jackson gonna get anything tonight? Or do you know yet?
Let me check.
Like anywhere from there to there to there to there, and
So it's basically south central Mississippi.
yeah, south central Mississippi, all of south central, including the Gulfport area.
Really quickly, because there is a bunch of storms basically surrounding Mississippi, except if you're in Meridian, you might hear some thunder. But eventually, these storms down here, they're eventually going to move, I believe, to the north. And once they move to the north, they're going to move up into Tennessee, into Kentucky.
Yeah.
And once they get there, the environment to help produce those storms will be significantly less than what it is down here. And they will just become your general thunderstorms, which they will be when they move towards Mississippi and Alabama. The storms over here will be not as severe as the storms in Texas.
Yeah.
And we'll go over the severe weather threat for the next few days near the end of the stream. But we're going to focus back in on our tornado warning that includes New Waverly.
Yes.
See, that's the base of the storm. That's you're fine. That's the base of the storm, and then you got a little bit of a hook trying to develop here. Take a look at velocity. Take a look back at our the rotating part of the storm. On this radar, it is not as impressive as it was once they warranted the warning. So this might, so this tornado warning will more than likely be allowed to expire. I would still be in my safe spot in New Waverly, Elmina, Moorgrove, Pine Valley, and Phelps. I would be anywhere in this tornado warning.
Yeah.
I would be taking shelter. Don't mess around with any of the storms today. Um, as we are just awaiting our storms back over here near Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Abilene, Wichita Falls, watching all these, trying to wait for those storms to start kick up and firing as well. And you might be asking, and you might be wondering, you may not, but you might be wondering what's going to happen with all the storms down here. There's there's a low pressure system that's forming, and what it's doing is right now these storms have been going for probably the past few hours or so, and it's going to be all these storms here are going to move to the northeast, and what they're going to do over time is move into an unfavorable environment to help keep them alive or producing damaging winds and hail per se. But you could see that's why they have the put this back on. That's why they have the marginal risk all the way towards Memphis, Little Rock, and all the way into Alabama, just to the east of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham as well. And basically, that's going to be for the storms down here in the south that are going to move to the north and northeast and just cause general thunderstorms and maybe some wind and a little bit of hail with those as well. We'll look at the future radar momentarily, but we're going to go back to our tornado warning that does. I don't think it includes New Waverly anymore. Let me see. It still does include New Waverly, Texas, and it is trying its best to develop. You can see it's trying to get a hook echo here. It's trying to produce a tornado. As you can see, it's in a very much favorable environment. And I'm going to try to do something really quickly here. Put those on. I don't know why that's on.
I was looking at it earlier today, and the storms earlier today, and they had a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings for northern Mississippi.
Yes, those. That's why they have the marginal risk all the way up towards Memphis, because they will bring some damaging winds and whatnot.
I know. I just wanted to let you know.
I don't know. Was that make that work? I don't know. Oh, that's the severe weather outlooks. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to make something happen here. Don't know why it won't let me. Polygon border thickness. Radar. Color tables. Okay, I'm just trying to get the polygons to kind of help us out. It's definitely not it. Is it weather alerts? It might be. Yeah, it was. There we go. So let me just get all these warnings and get their polygon border thickness all the way to the max, just so we can try and so you guys can see the warnings and or watches Just a little bit better. Alright, there we go. Fixed it. This storm in New Waverly is looking a little concerning. As you can see, it is still trying here. As you can see, there's the base of the storm, and then you have the little area down here near New Waverly that is trying its best to potentially produce a tornado, but the rotation again does not look that impressive. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Hey Alexis, can you come here?
Yeah, 1 second. What's up? Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of organization. Yeah, what's up?
No, 1 moment. Can you just kind of talk about that for just a minute?
Yeah, so what have you gone over so far?
Basically just talking about the rotation that's not that impressive, but there is some greens popping back up, so it's starting to maybe try to look more impressive.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you use the bathroom. Take a break.
Oh, I'm good now. I'm good. I just was
So,
need you to.
do you want to, like, for viewers that do not know, do you want to explain to them what that is and that is?
Yes, I will. That's probably a good point. So this is the inflow into the storm. This is the red, as you can see, the red and the yellow, which is the inflow, the very strong inflow into the storm.
Explain to them. Some of them, yeah.
So when you're looking for tornadoes on radar, when you're trying to depict what is a tornado and how do you know what's on the ground, we have these greens right here. They're very light, but they're there. And these greens are moving in this direction. And these yellows and oranges and reds are moving in this direction. And they're rotating right here in the middle. And what that means is when they're rotating in the middle, if it's rotating like it is here, you see how we have the reds and the yellows and the reds here, they warrant a tornado warning. And they made it radar indicated, which means the radar, which we're looking at right now, has indicated that there's some rotation ongoing near New Waverly, Texas, that could produce a tornado because it's the environment to. That's why we have this tornado watch that goes to Texas into into central and northern Louisiana, and yeah, and what we're waiting for is to see, because this is the strong inflow. It's very strong. The yellows, you can see here on the color table up here. It's very hard to see, but up here you see how we have that gray in the middle. That's like basically like a neutral, right? And you see how we get to the reds, the yellows, and then kind of the black. And right there, see that this new radar update just helped me out a lot. So you see here we have a strong inflow of green, a strong inflow of yellow, and right there, just to the east of Elmina, we have an area of rotation that is strengthening at the moment. And this is what we're watching right here. And it's going to continue to move to the north and to the east at 35 miles an hour. And we're now going to wait and see if we get a tornado debris signature. Which, what that looks like is if we see, like, if we see these colors right here, then that means there could be a tornado on the ground. But if you see these colors over here, near, just to the north and east of New Waverly, that could just be hail or raindrops or things of that nature. And so now we're going to go back on velocity. Big shout out to Alexis, because some of you may have not known that. But yet now you do. What?
I know, like, sometimes I forget things.
No, I'm saying I'm glad you said that.
I know, I'm saying stop it, because I don't need that.
And just like that impressive rotating part of the storm has just went away. But it's trying. And so we have to watch this because it's moving into a favorable environment. and it's moved. When I say that, when I say that, it means the atmosphere is primed for severe weather today. And this rotating supercell, as it continues to move into Louisiana, it's going to continue to move into a more and more and more favorable area to potentially produce tornadoes, or produce a tornado. So we have to watch this storm as it moves towards into Texas and eventually into Louisiana later tonight, and it could potentially produce a tornado between now and then. That's why the tornado warning's here. Okay, that's fine.
Can't have water without ice.
So this tornado warning does expire in about 4 minutes. So at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, this tornado warning will expire. I believe they will issue a new tornado warning that may include Gospel Hill, Carolina, Texas, Waterwood, Texas, Darby Hill, Texas, Snow Hill, Texas, Willow Springs, Texas, Oakhurst, Texas, and maybe all the way towards maybe even near Trinity, Texas as well. So we have to keep our eyes on that here within the next few minutes, as the storm is definitely trying its best to rotate pretty much just to the south of Bardo. That's what we're waiting on currently. Just trying to look at social media and other things.
I know, I'm sorry, I'm a social media person, but I've been busy. Do you need Abby breakfast or anything?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna get started on dinner about that.
Alright.
4:35.
So this is gonna move into to probably move into Elmina or areas just to the direct north. It's fixing to cross Interstate 45 and cross Highway 75 just to the north of Elmina, Texas. Please take shelter now. Mm-hmm.
Do you want any service vehicle cups?
No, I'll just have.
Well, I'll put it on.
Well, are we having leftovers?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
There's not enough leftovers. We gotta go to our pork chop. I was just asking, do you want me to make some?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll put those another time.
Yeah, that's for special occasions.
I can't believe what happened yesterday. What's going on here?
Nothing, just watching this storm just to the north of New Waverly. Doesn't look too impressive. The latest scan, it's very broad, very weak. There's stronger inflow than outflow in this storm. And so now we're just sitting here waiting to see if it does continue to look promising. But looking at some of our other storms here near Alexandria, Louisiana,
That's 3 hours, 4 hours from here.
nothing that screams to me that it needs a tornado warning. Just a bunch of rain, wind, maybe some hail associated with that as well. We'll look back on the actual radar here. Just a bunch of rain and storms. Alexandria, you're fixing to get hit by some of these strong storms, probably here in the next 5 minutes.
I was gonna say, if there's nothing too if there's not too much going on, I was gonna say, do you want to talk about the WrestleMania match yesterday?
No. This tornado warning was allowed to expire, so we now have no tornado warnings again. So we will watch. So we're still going to watch this storm, see what it does as it continues to move to the north and the east. And never mind, they just reissued it reissued the tornado warning, pretty much for the same exact areas. So if you're in New Waverly and you just got a tornado warning out for your phone, and you're wondering what happened, then uh, basically they issued a little text here. It says it expires at 4, which it did just expire. So this is just a little text here. The storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits. Therefore, the warning has expired. The tornado watch remains in effect for this area until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for areas of southeastern Texas for tonight. So we have a tornado warning, but it's not an active rotating storm. I mean, it is active and it is trying to rotate, but it's below severe limits. And now we will go back to watching the rest of these storms try and develop. I'm going to check back in on the Dallas Fort Worth area. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm quickly gonna go to a bathroom break. I will be right back. I will leave the radar up for you guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Had to. I don't know why. This isn't. Okay, I think that's good now. Okay. So we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're watching, trying to wait for some storms to initiate back here off to the west. Um, as we are watching for the potential for 3-inch plus hail today, gorilla hail possible across southwestern Texas, south of Tyler, Texas, of northeast of Austin, Texas, and in central Louisiana as we are trying to just wait and see what will happen with these storms. None of these storms up here are rotating. They're just bringing some gusty winds and some potential 1, maybe 2 inch hail with it as well.
Sorry. Just sitting behind you here.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Just trying to.
I'm gonna go look at our social media now.
We do have a storm popping up just to the southeast of Austin, Texas. Below severe limits for the moment.
Oh,
Just tuning in, we are live for severe weather coverage for the enhanced risk today that goes from Shreveport, Louisiana, all the way towards Wichita Falls, Texas, and even going towards Abilene, Texas as well.
speaking of the eclipse, the National Weather Service in Jackson posted, here Jackson, Mississippi posted, the clouds broke just in time for action in Jackson to see the eclipse if you're in the Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi region, send in pictures.
Yeah. Yep, unfortunately we didn't get to see the eclipse
We
because
got 25%
of the rain. But just waiting to see here what will occur. We have some spotty showers and things, nothing, again, just below severe limits. I'll go this way.
So 7 minutes ago, weather said the National Weather Service in Jackson posted severe storms are possible this afternoon into tonight. Damaging wind gusts, this was put 7 minutes ago, by the way. Damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, quarter to golf ball size hail into East Louisiana. We are in the March hours, now to 11 p.m. tonight. That's what they posted 7 minutes ago, by the way. I'm going to repost it.
Alrighty. Again, we are just awaiting for these storms to develop and potentially produce gorilla hail. If you're just tuning in, I will show you the risk level for today. And while there's no tornado warnings, we'll talk about the next few days as well. As you can see, we have the enhanced risk all the way back towards Abilene and all the way near Shreveport. And that does include Dallas, Texas, and Waco, Texas as well. And then we have the slight risk that goes from Lubbock, Texas, down to San Antonio, all the way near the Natchez area in Mississippi, includes portions of very, very southern Oklahoma and southwestern Arkansas, and of course the modular that goes from Memphis to Little Rock to Victoria, Houston, Texas, all the way near Tuscaloosa, Alabama, as well. And of course, the enhanced risk section has to deal with a hail-driven enhanced risk for today. Excuse me. If you're in this 30%, you have a 30% chance to see 1 inch hail or more. 15% if you live in the yellow, and of course the brown 5% to see 1 inch or more. And if you live in this black colored area, the black circled area, and you lived in the dashed lines, those mean you have a 10% chance of that hail to be 2 inches or greater, which we are expecting in the red zone here. That includes Wichita Falls, Abilene, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Dallas, Texas. We are expecting gorilla hail, which is 3 to 4 inches or more today. And in this tornado watch they have issued down here for Texas and Louisiana, they are expecting apple-sized hail to be falling from the sky soon. Tomorrow we have an enhanced risk for almost the same areas, but except the enhanced risk tomorrow includes Austin, Texas. It includes Houston, Texas, Tyler, Texas, just to the south of Dallas, Texas. Doesn't quite include Shreveport, but it goes almost all the way to Alexandria, Louisiana tomorrow. Let me remove the weather alert so it's not all cluttered. And let me bring this down to here. That's fine there. Whoops, I didn't mean to close it. Again, the reason why we're talking about this is because there's no active severe weather for the moment. Alrighty. In the enhanced risk, all hazards are actually driving this enhanced risk, as we have the 10%. Let me try that again. There we go. We actually have a 10% hatch risk for tornadoes tomorrow. We have the 2% in the green that goes from Brady, Texas, down to San Antonio, all the way to Baton Rouge. Doesn't include Macomb and Jackson, Mississippi, all the way towards Monticello, Arkansas as well, and getting into extremely northwestern portions of Louisiana. And then you have the brown, which is the 5% that includes Austin, Texas, Waco, Texas, Monroe, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Natchez, Mississippi, and then you have the 10% area that includes Houston and College Station. But if you live in Huntsville, Trinity, St. Augustine, Texas, Lufkin, Texas, Newton, Texas, you have this 10% hatch risk of those tornadoes to be EF2 strength or greater. And then the wind threat for tomorrow, again, we have the 30% for that. I'm going to try to move this over here. Pretty much, you have the 30% chance, and if you live in the red, you have a 30% chance of seeing wind gusts to 50 to 60 miles an hour. Yellow, you have a 15% chance, and of course the brown is a 5% chance. And then the hail for tomorrow, again expecting very large hail throughout this whole entire storm system. 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow, 30% in the red, and of course, if you live in the hatched zone, expecting 2-inch plus hail tomorrow as well. And then, of course, we can't check the tornado wind and hail threat for the enhanced risk for Wednesday. But the enhanced risk for Wednesday includes Jackson, Mississippi, Macomb, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It includes Mobile, Alabama. And then the slight risk goes from Houston, Texas, all the way towards Tallahassee, and the marginal risk from Victoria, Texas, all the way to Huntsville, Alabama, and to, I'm trying to find a name. There we go, Perry, Florida. So, again, we can't see the tornado wind and hail probability because it is it's 2 days away, but technically 3 if you're using this system here. So if you live in the brown area, the 5%, you have 5% of all severe weather hazards, which could be tornadoes, wind, and hail. Live in the yellow area, it's a 15% chance of all hazards. And then, of course, the red area, you have a 30% of all hazards. And, of course, the hatch zone, 10% hatch risk of potentially EF2 plus tornadoes, 2-inch plus hail, and potentially hurricane force wind gusts as well, as we'll have to keep our eyes on that. And then, of course, tomorrow we have 2 different slight risk areas. We have one that includes Tallahassee, going up Florida, going all the way towards Columbia, North Carolina, or South Carolina, excuse me. Fayetteville, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and then, of course, two slight risk zones. This one that includes Columbus, Ohio, Lexington, Kentucky, and Cleveland, Ohio, as well, and getting into west portions of West Virginia as well. Nothing, and that's all the severe weather for this storm system that we have to talk about. So I'm going to turn our weather alerts back on. We're going to get back into the severe weather coverage. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning to talk about that includes Tennessee. Southwest of Jackson, Tennessee, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. And of course, you guys are in that marginal risk. So that does not mean you can let your guard down. As you can see, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. As you can tell, that the hail cores in that as well. Just to the west of Sugar Hill, you could, and even in Sugar Hill, moving up towards Boulevard in Tennessee, we do have a couple hail cores in there that we'll have to keep our eyes on. Maybe the storm's trying to rotate. Definitely could be trying to, but for the moment, it's only warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds, but it's also warned for golf ball size hail. So 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. So basically, golf balls getting thrown at your house or your vehicle or other things, potentially at 60 miles an hour. And this is moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. So I will time this out. So it's moving northeast. Trying to get there we go, northeast. Okay, I don't know why it's not working. There we go, 35 miles an hour. So Bolivar in 8 minutes. Shandy in 14 minutes, Tune in 20 minutes, Teague in 27 minutes, Silton in 30 minutes. And those are some of the names and places that could be involved in the potential hail core of this severe thunderstorm warning. May want to take shelter as it's a tornado. As you can see, it is growing just to the northwest of Sugar Hill. We do have that hail core starting to strengthen, and it's fixing to go over Highway 64 in Tennessee. Trying to see if I can. Give me 1 second. Preset. Okay, let's just go back on. So again, if you're just tuning in, we are watching a severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee. We are watching this massive hail core just to the west of Bolivar, Tennessee, and it's going to move up towards Shandy, Tune, Cloverport, Teague, Mendon, Parkburg, Uptonville, maybe even towards Madison Hall eventually in Tennessee. Let me try to time this hail core out. Yeah, I know that was not gonna work. So any places we have not mentioned. Menden in 32 minutes, Deanburg in 32 minutes, Parkburg 36 minutes, Shandy 12 minutes, Tune 17 minutes, and T in 24 minutes. This is going to cross just to the north of Boulevard and gonna go cross Highway 64 in Tennessee, bringing potentially some damaging hail with it right here that we're watching. I mean, 72 decibels. Don't think I can track the hail on here. Let me see if I can. See if what I can do. That is definitely not it. Um, okay, give me 1 second. I don't think I can. But it is golf ball size hail, so just imagine golf balls hitting your house at 60 miles an hour. Um, and that's what we're watching here. Really quickly, gonna go check back in on our system, our storms down here in the tornado watch area in Louisiana and in Texas. As it's just a bunch of sloppy rain, nothing that, nothing above severe limits, just a bunch of rain and wind moving into western Texas uh, into Louisiana as well. Again, it's all below severe limits, so nothing of concern quite yet. Just gonna go back on our severe thunderstorm warning. Just now tuning in, we are here for an enhanced risk day. I actually have 3 of them in a row today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Um, be streaming all those days, especially tomorrow and Wednesday, as those seem to be the more likely for the tornadic threat per se. Um, so this is now crossing Lucy Black Road in Weil, or no, that's Lucy Black Road and Market Street in Tennessee, crossing over Highway 64. It's going to continue to the north and east, and it's going to head towards Tune. I'm not trying to cover this like a tornado, just trying to prepare you as there's potentially golf ball sized hail heading towards Tune within the next little bit. Again, there's all the locations in. Well, I just exit out of them, but if you're in a severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee, especially if you live in Shandy, Tune, Teague, Deanburg, Menden, Parkburg, Uptonville, be close. In Menden, you might think this is a storm, or in Parkburg, you might think it's raining there right now, but you may think that's the severe warning storm. It's actually to your south and to your west, so you still have to wait uh, for the storm to move in that general direction. Checking back in near the Dallas area. Again, no rain, no nothing that would indicate there is rain, but we are just pretty much waiting for the monster hail uh, to happen. I'm gonna go back to our severe thunderstorm warning. I'm gonna try to figure out how I can read the hail on radar. So just give me just a minute, and I'm gonna uh, play around with some of these settings and things and try to figure this out because it could be helpful. But if you live in this severe thunderstorm warning, please take shelter. I don't think here. Play this in motion for you guys so you can tell where it's going. No. No, that's definitely not it. No, that's more than definitely not it. And that's just rain. Okay. Let me see if I can. I don't know. No, we're gonna go back to. This hail core is fixing to move towards Tune in probably the next 5 minutes. And then after that, it moves towards Teague, Menden. So the light blue has gone away, which means it's not strengthening, but it's also not weakening. It's showing it is weakening a little bit, which is good news as it heads towards the town of Tune. Let me actually do this. Storm reports. Let's just do hail because that's the main thing we're looking for today. I don't think there's any hail reports so far today. No, there isn't. But as those hail reports come in, we will be able to relay those and get a specific measurement of how large the hail was. But this hail core is fixing to move into Tune and Teague within the next 10 minutes.
Okay, just for thing, this is rain expected around 6 here. So that's an hour and
A half.
a half, yeah.
Yep. It's those storms down on the Gulf Coast near New Orleans that are moving to the north at a kind of a slow pace. Um, you can see here all these storms down here. Is there and we're watching those storms as well. Back to our severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee. We have to watch these storms here near South Haven, Mississippi, and Memphis, Tennessee, as they will trail in the same area. And another thing that I did mention is we're monitoring the flooding threat for today, for this whole system, really. Um, as let me show you the this. So let me do that. Grab that. We do have a slight risk for flooding today. Um, Again, this isn't severe weather. This is talking about flooding. As you can see here, we are expecting 4-inch plus inches of rain across parts of East Texas and Northeast Louisiana. Then, of course, tomorrow we shift pretty much to the same area, but now we have that moderate section of flash flooding and the slight risk of flash flooding that goes all the way near um, Roswell, all the way near Hopkinsville in Kentucky. Of course, the moderate section, they are expecting. See if I can find it. Mm, there, I mean, any in this moderate area, just on the models and things I've seen, right in here is kind of be a hotspot for flash flooding, and we could see up to a potentially a foot of just rainfall, fresh water flooding. And then as we go into Wednesday, the moderate flooding goes into uh, Alabama and parts of Mississippi, as we're expecting more flash flooding with this system. This system's going to be dropping uh, tons and tons and tons of rain, so we have to be on the lookout for that um, as we go through the next few days. I'm really expecting the worst of the worst flash flooding to be from Tyler and this. Let me draw this area again from Longview, Tyler, Texas, Shreveport, Monroe, just to the north of Vicksburg, Greenville, southeast of Texarkana. Somewhere in this area is where I'm watching for um, up up to potentially a foot of just fresh water, just rainfall, which will cause major flooding problems. I'm gonna check back in our storms down here in Texas that are fixing to move, uh, that are also moving into Louisiana. Watching these storms are not causing too much of a concern at the moment, but they could be soon. Just trying again, just waiting for our um, hailstorms to really start going as this storm up here. Just a little bit of an update. This is now moving through Tune at the moment and going towards Teague. And in Mendon, you might think that storm up here to your north was the one, but no, there's a whole another strong system that's going to move over the same area um, here in the next probably 15-20 minutes. So be ready for that as well. We could see an extension that could include Jackson, Tennessee. So just be aware of that if you live in Jackson, Tennessee. The storm's going to move to you. It's moving at 35 miles an hour, so let's time this out. 35 miles an hour. It could be near. Oh, I didn't go far enough. Give me 1 second. Just get right through Jackson, Tennessee. This could be in Jackson, Tennessee, probably in 35 minutes. So be aware of that. Also watching the storm down near Rossville in Tennessee, near Coilerville and Moscow, Tennessee, Hayes, Tennessee, Elba, Tennessee, Canadaville, Tennessee. Um, as we're watching this storm near Rossville and Rossville Junction, as it's potentially strengthening, as you can see those blues, uh, which indicates pretty large and strong hail and wind with that storm, and that's gonna move kind of in the same area, but maybe to the areas to just to the north. So I would. Oh, excuse me. And there it is. There is as we were talking about it, the severe thunderstorm warning that includes Oakland, Somerville, Piperton, Moscow, uh, Lambert, Feathers Chapel, Warren, all these places in Tennessee. We're going to take a look at that. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail. It is moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. And this goes until 5:15 Central Time. So this is going to move in this direction at 35 miles an hour. Macon and this is all in Tennessee. Macon, Tennessee, 14 minutes. Williston, Tennessee, 22 minutes. Powers, Tennessee, in 26 minutes. Somerville, in 27 minutes. Liberty Hill, in 40 minutes. And Lacania, in 40 minutes. And our severe thunderstorm warning up here near Tune and Teague, fixing to move into Menden and Parkburg, and we'll probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning that may include Jackson, Tennessee, but the storm is weakening. As you could see, that's what I was talking about earlier. As these storms move to the north, they're going to be strong maybe in northern Mississippi, but when they get towards like Jackson, Tennessee area, as they move into central Tennessee and go into Kentucky, they're going to lose their severe standards. As you can see, that's what happened with this storm. Let's try to go. Let's see if 7 frames will go back far enough. As you can see, it was very strong. As you can see, it was very strong as it moved over Highway 64 in Tennessee, and then it just progressively started to fall apart. And again, that's our 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, both in Tennessee, just to the east of Memphis. Let me just do storm reports. Let's just turn all these reports on. And so we can get all the reports for wind, hail, potential tornado reports if we get any tornadoes. We're going to quickly look at the mesoscale discussion from the National Weather Service. They just posted that. This includes St. Angelo, Texas. As you can see, anywhere in there, the very large hail, 2 to 4 inches, are expected this evening with convective initiation after 22Z, which is going to be probably here in the next 3 to 4 hours, if not 2 to 3. And more than likely get a severe thunderstorm watch maybe a tornado watch, but probably just a severe thunderstorm watch for this area. That does include Abilene, does not include Dallas, does not include Fort Worth, but it could later down the line later tonight as these storms move off to the east. Again, no tornado, severe thunderstorm watch yet. That was just a discussion, them talking about issuing one, which they more than likely will, as you can see. Excuse me, the watch issuance is 95%. All right, back to Radar Omega. So just really quick, just to kind of cover that mesoscale discussion. Turn those on, but turn the tornado watch one off. And you could see that orange circle area here, as we're going to get more than likely a severe thunderstorm watch here in the next little bit. Our storm down here near Rossville, Macon, Tennessee, it has let me zoom out. It hasn't. It's kind of been strong at times, so it still could be strengthening. So be ready if you're in Macon, Tennessee. This is going to head towards you. Williston, Tennessee. Warren, Powers, Somerville, Tennessee. In the Highway 64 corridor there between Oakland and Waconia, Tennessee. And again, the storm's going to be moving. Okay, I don't know why that didn't work. Let me. I don't know what's going on with my thing. There we go. So there's the times right there where some of the major population areas of where the hail core could potentially impact within the next 30 minutes. Going back to our storm here, Mendon. This is coming towards you at the moment, fixing to move into that area. Also, Parkburg and Deanburg, it's moving into your area as well. It's going to continue to move toward Jackson, Tennessee, Beach Bluff, Tennessee, Madison Hall, Tennessee, Maple Grove, Tennessee, East Union, Tennessee, and cross Highway 45 to the south of Jackson, Tennessee in the next 15-20 minutes. Checking back on our storms over here in Texas. Again, no, these storms down here, they're just kind of too close to the radar to really depict, if we're actually what we're seeing there is true. On the most western side of this tornado watch to the south of Waco, we do have some cells to the north of Austin, near Temple, to the south of Waco, Texas, that are moving into the tornado watch area. None of them are rotating at the moment, so just some damaging winds, maybe a little bit of hail with those as well. And there's no between here and here, there's just no radar, so it's really hard to depict where these storms are or what they look like. But it looks like some really strong storms up here near Shreveport. In downtown Shreveport, you may hear some rumbles of thunder, probably some light rain going on. But just off to your west, you have some nasty uh, thunderstorms that are fixing to move into to the southern side of town uh, here pretty soon. See what this is. So, ooh,
I got a thing that said rain was supposed to start around 5:05 because thunderstorms are nearby, and it'll be heavy at times.
all right.
Wait, you can hear it now.
Quickly, we just got a new mesoscale discussion for our storms that were in. That includes portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. As you can see there, that includes the Memphis area. Isolated large hail possible uh, within the next couple hours. Probably not going to get a severe thunderstorm watch up here, but will definitely be an isolated hail threat possible within the next couple hours. Didn't want to do that. Back to checking in our storms here in Louisiana. And central Louisiana, let me see if I can go here. Try to look at how much rain has fallen here. Let me see. So already, just for today, we have seen not a lot actually. Just we've seen an inch or two in some places. Maybe near St. Augustine, where we've seen maybe upwards toward 3 inches, but not a ton of rain. But definitely something to keep an eye on. As we'll go back to the live radar, check back in on our, and they did issue the extension severe thunderstorm warning for that storm, and that of course includes Jackson, Tennessee, but goes all the way up towards Hopewell, Rock Springs, Ledbetter, Union Central, and Wildersville in Tennessee. So be ready for that. Half dollar sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust possible with this storm moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So I'm going to try to time this out for you guys. So it's moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So this storm is going to be near Roy in 4 minutes, East Union in 11 minutes, Beach Bluff in 18 minutes. So you have a heavy storm right now going into Beach Bluff, but that's not the main that's not the severe warned storm. It is, but it's the one just to your south and to your west. That'll be there in 20 minutes. White Fern, 22 minutes as well. Russell Crossroads in 22 minutes. Claybrook, 24 minutes. Crucifer, 25 minutes. Blue Ghost, 27 minutes. Or Goose, sorry. Popular Springs, 28 minutes. Juneau, 29 minutes. Laurel, 29 minutes. Sandridge, 31 minutes. Broadway, 31 minutes. Mountain, Gilead, 32 minutes. Bargerton, 33 minutes. Hickory Flat, 34 minutes. And Union Cross in 36 minutes. So please be aware of that. This looks like it may just go to the southwestern side, or southeastern side, excuse me, of Jackson, Tennessee. But you're still in the severe thunderstorm warning, so please be aware of that. And our severe thunderstorm warning down here is there's some pretty large hail that's probably going to move into Wilston here within the next few minutes. Let me try. Is this? So Max takes it away. Smoothing. Oh, that's just the latest radar update. We'll do that. I think that looks pretty good. We'll just keep it like that. So in Wilston, you are fixing to get some pretty large hail move through, and then it's going to move towards in between Newcastle and Somerville, uh, in Tennessee. So please be aware of that. Let's see. Uh, Quarter size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, northeast at 35. And so, if you're not getting large hail, you're definitely getting potentially 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and uh, quarter-sized hail potentially, or a lot of heavy rain. Sorry, potentially. Checking back in on Louisiana and Texas, where our tornado watch is. Probably get a severe thunderstorm watch for the St. Angelo area here pretty soon, as we're waiting for those storms all the way back to the west to uh, start producing and start uh, going into the environment and becoming the big gorilla hailstorms that we're expecting today. Uh, just give a little bit of a radar update again while we have a little bit of downtime. So I need to we'll go to the 20Z, which is the latest run of the HRRR. I'm gonna wait for the entire run to get done. Okay. So we are expecting these storms, and again in Louisiana, to move up to the north and east. And then we're expecting these storms near Lubbock, Texas. Those are the big hailer storms that we're watching south of Dallas, moving into Dallas. Those are the storms we are waiting for. And just to time that out, we could see those storms around 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock potentially. And that's when we can see those storms in Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi start to move up to the north. And then as we go towards into tomorrow, we have that big, huge line of storms that's going to move just to the south of Shreveport. Some big hailstorms moving into Dallas as well. We have a big Boeing segment right here around 5 o'clock tomorrow morning that's going to go straight towards Jackson, Mississippi. Um, and then we're going to have some severe storms again on the backside going back towards Lubbock, Texas, the St. Angelo area around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then as we go throughout the day tomorrow, we can only go 18 hours out with this run of the HRRR, but you could see uh, all the convection up here is just going to be just maybe some wind, some wind, maybe some hail. But we're waiting. We're going to be watching these storms just to the south of Dallas as they could become tornadic. This is a little bit of a radar update. So has to just load back up again. Excuse me. Did I break it? Oh no, I just had to press one of those. Okay. So we're just waiting for. Okay, I can't find my. There it is. Okay. Just waiting for some convection down here to move kind of in this general direction. Uh, Probably going to be in the next 2 or 3 hours, potentially. Back on our severe thunderstorm warnings in Tennessee. This one up here near Jackson, Tennessee, has kind of strengthened up over the last little bit. Moved through Roy, Malzus, going to move up towards Bemis, East Union, Maple Grove, uh, Beach Bluff, White Fern, Cotton Grove, Russell Crossroads. As it's moving to the north and east at 45 miles an hour. So this is the main hail core here. It's going to move in the main hail core here. It's going to move to the north and to the east. Whoops, I don't know why that happened. But again, it's in an environment where it can strengthen, but so I just have to watch that. Down here near Somerville and Wilston, you just experienced the big hail. That storm is now moving out, but you still have some rainfall that's going to be there. We do have Somerville, get ready. This is going to head towards you in Warren, Powers, Feathers Chapel, and Liberty Hill. And we could see an extension of this towards Whiteville, Cheddar Chapel, Vildo, Hillville, and Hatchie here in the next few minutes. Or 20 minutes, sorry. Forgot this doesn't expire at 5 o'clock. Expires at 5:15. And this severe thunderstorm warning that includes Jackson, Tennessee goes till 5:30. I don't. By the time it gets up towards Clarksburg, I don't expect another severe thunderstorm warning because it's going to move out of that favorable environment to help produce tornadoes. Oh, excuse me. Back on our storms in Louisiana. Again, these storms are not really severe, just going to be bringing a little bit of wind, but a lot and a lot of rain. And that's why we have the flood risk for the next few days that we're going to be watching in the next little bit. Just tuning in, this is severe weather coverage. Day 1 of 3 for the moment, could be 4, depending on what if they issue an enhanced risk for the southeast or not. But we'll talk about that as it gets closer to time. But now we're just expecting some storms over here near the Dallas Fort Worth area and the Shreveport area, expecting some gorilla hail here today, going into tonight. Watching these storms in Tennessee. This one near Jackson, Tennessee will probably weaken more and more and more as it moves out of the favorable environment. But the one just to the southwest of it that could go on a similar track and could actually direct Jackson, Tennessee directly has some time to strengthen, but it is running out of time just as much. And this storm down here near Ripley, Tennessee or Mississippi, will probably weaken. It will strengthen, but it will weaken more than strengthen as it moves in that general direction. So, again, just watching these two severe thunderstorm warnings as none of them are rotating, I don't believe. The one near Somerville is trying to rotate just to the south of Somerville. We'll have to keep our just keep a watch on it as time goes on. As again, you guys are under a 2% tornado risk for today, and they just reissued this severe thunderstorm warning. Ping pong ball sized hail and 60 mile an hour wind gust, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. They just cut out Moscow out of the severe thunderstorm warning. Macon, you're still in it, but the severe thunderstorm warning is off to your north and east. Somerville, you guys are fixing to get hit here in probably the next minute or less. Again, in Jackson, Tennessee, you may hear some rumbles of thunder, but that's just because of the severe storm that's fixing to move through Maple Grove and Beach Bluff and White Fern here in the next little bit. There is a storm over here in Arkansas. Could move towards Memphis, so we'll keep our eyes on that. But again, in Collarville, they had the severe thunderstorm warning earlier. Now you're getting some more rain because of another rainstorm that's going to be moving through. So again, I just exited out of my radar app. That's not good. Gonna go back to our on the radar here. Time now is 5 o'clock Central Time. Really watching this storm near Jackson, Tennessee. As you can see, the big base of the storm here, and then you got a little tail trying to form down here near Henderson. So we'll keep an eye on that. If this storm was in Texas, it might have been a tornado warning, but you see little to no rotation near the tail end of the storm at all. So, but does look interesting on reflectivity. Somerville, you are getting into the nasty rain and hail. Up next is going to be Liberty Hill in Tennessee, so be prepared for that as that moves there. Whiteville, you and Mount Mora, you guys get ready as this storm is going to move up to you in the next 10-15 minutes. And even if you're in Denmark, Mercer, Menden, Tennessee, Vildo, Tennessee, Tune, Tennessee, you guys might get under another severe thunderstorm warning for this storm back here in Somerville. Again, just watching these two severe thunderstorm warnings in Tennessee. But we are watching our storms down here in Louisiana and Texas as we are awaiting a potential severe thunderstorm watch that is going to include St. Angelo and Abilene, Texas. And in case you missed that, let me do this, minimize this, just refresh this. As you can see here, this is the mesoscale discussion. Supercells capable of producing 2 to 4 inch hail are expected in this area. And of course, the severe thunderstorm watch probability is 95%, so we will get one soon, probably in the next hour or two. So I'm just gonna hone back in on our severe thunderstorm warnings. We just got a new one just to the south of Tyler, Texas, a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes Jacksonville, Texas, Purses Chapel, Texas, New Hope, Texas. We're gonna take a look at that. 6 quarter size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. It's moving north at 30 miles an hour. So, again, the severe warning storm is down here, and it's going to move up towards Jacksonville, Texas, and eventually could head towards Tyler, Texas as well. May head just to the east of town, but it's yet to be determined. But Percy's Chapel, New Hope, Ironton, Hume, Jacksonville, Mount Heaven, Lakeview, Cove Springs, Reese, Mount Silman, and Bullard. You guys get ready as this severe thunderstorm is fixing to move into your area. It's moving north at 30 miles an hour, so I will time that out and give all those locations I just mentioned a time. It's moving north at 30 miles an hour. So Ironton in 9 minutes, Hume in 14 minutes, and of course Percy's Chapel within the next 2 minutes. So all our severe thunderstorm warnings are warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter or half-dollar sized hail. And again, this is our first. Well, I don't think it's our first severe thunderstorm warning in Texas today, but it's our first one in Texas on the stream for today. Didn't want to do that, but Percy's Chapel, Ironton, Prices, New Hope, Mount Heaven, Hume, and Jacksonville, and Cove Springs. You guys get ready in the next 10-15 minutes. This strong storm is going to impact your location. And if you're in Tyler, Texas, you need to be watching the storms closely as it's moving towards your area here pretty soon. Just going to quickly jump back to our severe thunderstorm warnings in Tennessee. Both of them not looking super impressive as they once were. The main hail of the storm is moving towards Liberty Hill, going through Liberty Hill right now for the moment, and is now going into it's going to move into Mount Mora and Whiteville and Fayette Corners here in the next few minutes, and we'll probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning that'll look like that. That will probably include Boulevard again, or maybe just the northwestern side of town. Gonna go back to our severe thunderstorm warning in Texas. So we're gonna watch this as this could Percy's Chapel and Ironton and New Hope and Hume. You guys are probably getting affected here probably in the next 5 minutes or less. This looks like it may go to the west of Jacksonville, Texas. We will have to wait and see. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Tennessee. And that is the extension I was talking about for this one. So, Mendon, you're under two different severe thunderstorm warnings, but the one to your north and west has moved on out, and now you have another one that's moving through. Teague, you're in it again. Cloverport's in it again. Does not include Boulevard, Tennessee. Whiteville, Tennessee is included in this. Cedar Chapel and Morton Hill. Take a look at this. A golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Emergency management at 5 p.m. has reported golf ball size hail in Somerville. So we'll keep our eyes on that. So golf ball size hail that went through Somerville, that probably went through Liberty Hill, is now fixing to move into Mount Mora, Whiteville, Cedar Chapel, and Vildo, and Fayette Corners here in the next little bit. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas. And it does include Tennessee, Colony, Texas, Red Lake, and Butler, Texas, and that is to the the west of Palestine, Texas. Take a look at this. 60 quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts moving north at 30 miles an hour as well. So this is going to move towards Greens Bluff Yard, Macy Lake, Tennessee Colony. Just to the north, just moved through Red Lake and Butler, and it's going to move towards Yard and Greens Bluff. Sorry, those were two different areas. Back on our severe thunderstorm warning, and over here near Jacksonville, Texas. It's now moving through Percy's Chapel, Ironton, New Hope, Hume, Mount Haven. Jacksonville, you're getting in it as well. Up next is going to be Cove Springs, Reese, Mount Sealand, or Silman, Larceria, and potentially a new severe thunderstorm warning that could include Tyler, Texas, or areas just to the south. As we have now two severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas. Oops, didn't want to zoom out that much. Both carrying some decent sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. And just tuning in, this is severe weather coverage of the enhanced risk across Texas and extremely northwestern portions of Louisiana that does include Shreveport. As we're watching all these storms move up to the north, and they're bringing some damaging winds and some hail with it as well. So we got to be ready for that. The storm going over Palestine is not as strong as the one near Jacksonville or Red Lake in Texas. But there is some strong thunder, maybe a little bit of quarter-sized hail moving through Palestine, or no, just to the north of Palestine. Cove Springs, you're fixing to be in it probably in the next 2-3 minutes. Jacksonville, you're getting in it, but it looks like the heaviest the western side of town will probably get get hit by this hail and wind, but it could be the entire town. Just not for sure yet. And then this is moving kind of over a rural area. No town names or anything, but still, Yard, Greens Bluff. You guys are up next. You need to be gearing up and getting ready for some gusty winds and some hail. I wonder if this will bring me to a different radar. It will bring me to the Shreveport radar. But this one will switch me back to Dallas. Watching these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas. We have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings in Tennessee. So those are, well, actually, we're down to 2. Those are bringing some damaging winds and some. The one near Mount Mora, Whiteville, Fayette Corners is bringing golf ball size hail. And then the one near Cotton Grove, Claybrook, and White Fern in Tennessee is bringing quarter-sized hail. Still some pretty strong storms moving through, trying to move through central Tennessee, near the Jackson area in Tennessee. Back to our severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas. We are watching these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One that includes Jacksonville, and another one that's going to move towards Greens Bluff. Or is it Green? Yeah, Greens Bluff and Yard in Tennessee Colony in Texas. Taking a look really quick back here, seeing if any of our storms back here are trying to fire off. No, not quite yet. Probably in the next 40 minutes, we'll probably get a severe thunderstorm watch for the St. Angelo area. I have to watch that. Cove Springs, you are fixing to begin it. Reese as well. Again, if you're in Tyler, Texas, you could be getting a severe thunderstorm warning in the next 10 minutes. So we'll try to map this one out. We'll go back to the Shreveport radar for this one, just so we can map this out just a little bit better. North at 30. So, all right. I think we are good. Let me pull this back up. I'll just look at this. All right. I think we are. All right. We're back. All right. Well, that was very interesting. I was talking to the stream when the lightning happened. I said for some reason we
What
was
time did it happen?
probably like 3 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago.
I literally missed that.
And I was telling the stream if the power went out for some unfortunate reason, I would tweet on Twitter what happened. And as I said that, the Wi-Fi went out.
Well, from
So.
now until 11, we're going to be doing this all night.
Well, all right. So hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. Sorry for that, but of course we can't control what the weather does to us or others. So.
Are you okay, Paul? I was checking on him because he had his paw like
So,
this.
I'm gonna restart Radar Omega just for purposeful reasons, just so everything's back to everything's re-updated here. There we go. All right. Just give me a minute here. Just trying to restart all my stuff here. Okay. I think we're back. All right. Or I know we're back. I'm just. All right. So the severe thunderstorm warning is moving through Mount Heaven and Hume, and just the heaviest part is just to the west of Jacksonville. It's going to move up towards Cove Springs. Cove Springs, you're getting some heavy rain right now, but the heaviest is probably coming right now or in the next 30 seconds or 30, 45 seconds. This severe thunderstorm warning over here that's near Greens Bluff and Yard is moving into Greens Bluff and Yard, Texas. It's continuing to move to the north here near Bethel and Crossroads in Texas, so get ready for that. This severe thunderstorm warning does expire at 5:30, so we will have to wait and see what this does. They'll probably issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. But anyhow, back to what I was saying before the stream. Try and 30 miles an hour. It's moving to the north. So Tyler, Texas, in 50 minutes is when the storm. You can expect the storm to get to Tyler, Texas. Oops. Oh, there's another lightning flash. Please don't.
It's on 74. It's probably just the temperature drop.
Yeah. We actually have a severe thunderstorm warning down here for Lake Charles, Louisiana, that we're going to take a look at. And yeah, it's a nice looking storm near Lone Pine. It has a little tail to it, but I'll have to wait and see what happens. So you could see there a little hook trying to develop. This does include the downtown Lake Charles area. It goes for another 50 minutes, 60-mile-an-hour winds, golf ball size hail, northeast at 35 miles an hour. I will try. Is there many? Not really. So. Well, I know. I saw it. I was waiting. It wasn't 5:30. It was 20 or 18. All right. I'm just gonna time this out for the Lake Charles area. Zoom out a little bit here. Let me just turn this off. All right. So it's moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. Oh, just had it. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it doesn't act right. Okay, I just can't get it to work, I guess. Alright. So we're at 35 miles an hour. Maybe it'll get Lake Charles in there. It will. 41 minutes for Lake Charles, and you can see all the other times on your screen there. So Moss Lake, 25 minutes. Sulphur, 32 minutes. Maplewood, 35 minutes. Lockmore, 37 minutes. And Lake Charles, 41 minutes. And that is for the severe thunderstorm warning in Louisiana. And there is the new severe thunderstorm watch. I don't think it's fully loaded in, but to me that looks like a waffle. It looks kind of funny, but that's just how the county lines and things are drawn out. But
Yeah,
it
that
will
looks like a waffle.
it will include uh, everybody that was in that mesoscale discussion. It's just taking a minute to load. We'll look at that here soon. Uh, just a quick update on the Tennessee severe thunderstorm warnings. Uh, Still looking somewhat impressive. The one near Whiteville is looking more impressive than the one here, as they're both going to move to the north and east towards Clarksville and probably be below severe limits more than likely by then. So Lake Charles, get ready in the next probably around 6:15 is probably when this storm will be near you, or 6:15. Checking back on our severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas. The one that's heading towards Tyler, Texas, is uh, near. Uh, it's moving near Cove Springs and Reese. It's going to move up towards Bullard and Mount Selman uh, in the next 5 minutes. So we'll probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning, maybe something like this, or maybe something a little bit less than that. But I expect Tyler, Texas, to be under a severe thunderstorm warning uh, here in the next few minutes if they think that this storm will continue to cause problems in the near future, which it very well could. But our next severe thunderstorm warning to the south of Athens, Texas, is fixing to move into Greens Bluff and Yard, Texas, here in the next minute or two, and then uh, this will go towards Bethel, uh, Cayuga, Crossroads, Shady Oaks, and of course Athens, Texas, in the next little bit. Again, all these storms here are moving to the north. Really quick, gonna go look at our severe thunderstorm watch. That was issued. We'll go take a look at that. So that is the tornado watch or the severe thunderstorm watch that does include Abilene, Texas. We'll take a no, you're fine. We'll take a look at this. Severe hail is high 2 inch. This is basically for severe wind and hail as well. So major wind and hail expected. Uh, Let me see if the graph. I may not have the graphic. Let me look. Let's do NWS. So, there, just really quick. They may have the graphic up. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's in. That's not the one we wanted. There we go. Severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight for Abilene, Big Spring, Breckenridge, Stanford, Post, Snyder, and Graham, and all these places in Texas. A couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to apple size likely, scattered gusts up to 75 miles an hour winds possible, and again that goes till 11 p.m. tonight. Back to the radar. The severe thunderstorm warning for Jacksonville was allowed to expire, but they could issue a new one here soon. And the one, this severe storm near Greensbluff and Yard is fixing to move into you right now. Probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning for both of these here pretty soon. And then we have our severe thunderstorm warning down here for Lake Charles, Louisiana. Um, it has lost the dark purples that it had a few moments ago, but it could still strengthen as it's going to move towards Lake Charles in the next 45 minutes. Just a quick look at Mississippi as well. Um, we do have a lot of uh, messy rain and things like that that are going to move to the north. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. Probably be raining for the next couple hours here, and then it will be over. For the severe thunderstorm warning to southwest of Jackson, Tennessee, looks like it is strengthening. We'll see if they updated the wording. No, still golf ball size hail with the storm. So, Mercer, get Hatchie, it's affecting you right now. Then Mercer, it's going to come up towards you. Then Denmark and Neely, and then eventually towards Huntersville, Oak Grove, and Westover. Probably in the next 30 minutes or so. Gonna move back to our severe thunderstorm warning in Texas. I will look and see if there's any convection in the severe thunderstorm watch area. I do not think so. I think the models we looked at earlier, I think they said 6, maybe 7 o'clock central before we got some storms that would fire off to uh, in this region, in the watch region. As you see, we do have these cells right here that we are watching, and they could potentially produce big hail as they go to the north and east as well. Probably get a new severe thunderstorm warning here pretty soon. Just gonna watch the storm as it continues to move to the north. Our storm down here near Lake Charles is trying its best to get those purple colors back right here and move to the north and to the east. Maybe a little tail trying to form here. No.
Hey, I'm waiting for Darren to pick me up, but how's after go?
Lake Charles, you're experiencing some light rain showers, but gonna have a lot because all of this is gonna have to get through Lake Charles and eventually move towards Fenton and those areas in Louisiana. And we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes Tyler, Texas. In noonday in White House, and it also includes Jacksonville again. So
don't freak out on me. I have to fast for it, so no coffee, no nothing. I'll be a mess by the time I get home and get some coffee. But it's right here in Brookhaven, so I'm not driving far. So, you know.
Okay, it's moving at 35 miles an hour. So Bullard in 8 minutes, Flint 15 minutes, Gresham 18 minutes, and of course Tyler, Texas in the next 30 minutes.
Robert in Charlotte. Charlotte's governor. And
So we're going to be watching these storms.
should see more of a
And
geriatric
another
doctor.
new severe thunderstorm warning for Louisiana, Arkansas border, and that one has some nice hail, a little bit of a hail core with it.
So,
And it's going to move towards Wardview, Missionary, and Louisiana, and then go towards Pleasant Valley and Gin City in Arkansas.
You know how my legs get really heavy and numb. Anyway, I gave my
So,
whole report of
quarter size hail, 60 mile an hour winds north at 25 miles an hour. So this is going to be a slow moving storm.
Anyway, so I'll catch up on that later. You go enjoy your birthday. But yeah, so 8:30 or 8:45 Wednesday morning. So it's before Long Beach gets on.
So Wardview in 9 minutes in Gin City and 34 minutes.
Tuesday, I'm like, nope, that's the client call. If I get caught up, let's do Wednesday.
So we have
that morning, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severe thunderstorm warnings
so I'm sitting here trying to
at the
figure
moment.
out, I kind of looked at rates again. I can't figure, I didn't look at like spouse only.
So
Like,
again in the next 30 minutes, probably around 6:10, could see Tyler, Texas. It is quarter-sized hail, 60 mile an hour winds, so nothing surprising there. This one that expires in 7 minutes, then that is pretty much outside the warning box. We'll probably get a new warning that could include Athens, Texas as well. Back down to Lake Charles, Louisiana. We have this heavy blob of rain that is moving towards the Lake Charles area here in the next 35 minutes. 35 minutes. And then our severe thunderstorm warning just outside of Jackson, Tennessee. It's still looking pretty concerning as it moves through Mercer and Denmark. I would say the most impressive storm for the moment is the one that's heading towards Wardview and Missionary in Louisiana, and it's going to cross the Arkansas, Louisiana border and go towards Canal, Pleasant Valley, and Gin City in Arkansas. So we have a total of 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, all 60 mile an hour wind gust with it. And of course, this one for the Tennessee colony, it will expire at 5:45 Central time. We might get a new one that may include Athens. We'll have to wait and see. Going back to our storm over here. Just no rotation, just a bunch of wind, 30, 40, 60 maybe. So a lot of wind associated with it, as of course that's the reason why they have issued the severe thunderstorm warning. Just quickly checking back on our storms to the south of Lubbock, Texas. They should have developed a little bit by now. Yeah, especially this one, the south of Lubbock, Texas, could be severe. Could have a severe thunderstorm warning with it probably any minute. near Draw Plains, Texas. Could have a severe thunderstorm warning there.
Update from Bethany. Update from Danielle.
Back to our storms in Lake Charles. Are moving to Lake Charles. Probably in the next 5 minutes, Lake Charles, you'll start to feel the front of the storm, and then it's going to be a little while before it comes completely through downtown Lake Charles. The severe thunderstorm warning for Tyler, Texas. We're going to check on that. It is now moving into Bullard, New Hope, and Teasville in Texas, and it's going to move up. We'll do another timeout for Tyler, Texas, as well. It's moving at 35. Tyler, Texas, 22 minutes until the storm reaches your area. Whoops. Back to our severe thunderstorm warning up here for Wardview. Wardview, you're getting a lot of heavy rain. It's about to get a lot worse as this severe storm is going to move up towards you, probably right now. And then it's going to cross the border between Louisiana and Arkansas and move up towards Pleasant Valley and Gin City in Arkansas. And that's really about it for severe thunderstorm warnings for the moment. So again, have a new severe thunderstorm watch that will be allowed to expire at 11 o'clock tonight, expecting some monster hail potentially with the storm. And then, of course, at 8 o'clock tonight, this tornado watch will be allowed to expire. They could reissue one. We'll have to wait and see for that. Lake Charles, you are pretty much getting the start of this system now, and will continue to get it probably for the next 30 minutes. Back to our severe thunderstorm warning up here for Wardview and Missionary, Louisiana. Sorry, talking about so many states at one time. They have reissued the tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning up here for Tennessee, going towards Clarksburg, Huntingdon, Brewston, Post Oak, and Big Sandy, and Springville and Mansfield in Tennessee, as it has shot up in strength. A lot. Looks like a double hail core here. I have to take a look at that. Quarter-size hail. It's moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. So really, this whole system moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So Union Cross right now, and then we'll do this one as well. Union Cross right now, Rock Springs in 5 minutes, Parker's Crossroads in 5 minutes, Rock Springs in 4 minutes now, Clarksburg 11 minutes, Yuma 12 minutes, Westport 16 minutes, Dollar 20 minutes, Garrettsburg 23 minutes, Vista 24 minutes, Robinson 27 minutes, Hello Rock 29 minutes. You can see all the cities and places there. And of course, Big Sandy 51 minutes, just a bunch of towns and cities that are going to be hit by the storm. And then this storm, 45 miles an hour. Huntington 16 minutes, Jumbo in a couple minutes, Tate 11 minutes, Vista again we talked about you on this storm, uh, 20 minutes, Mansfield 34 minutes as well, and Springville 45 minutes. So going to be cause a lot of this storm's going to cause a lot of problems up here in Tennessee as it's moving towards the Tennessee Kentucky border. Didn't want to do that. So back, the severe thunderstorm warning for Lake Charles was just allowed to expire, which is great news for the city of Lake Charles. But it doesn't mean to let your guard down, as we have, still a lot of heavy rain and some wind potentially moving towards Sulphur and Lake Charles. And never mind, they just issued a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Quarter size hail moving less than 50-mile-an-hour winds, northeast at 30 miles an hour.
Of course, it's your birthday. I hope you have a very nice birthday dinner.
30 miles an hour.
Enjoy your evening.
Of course, it'll be near Lake Charles in 38 minutes. Going back to the severe warning storm in Tyler, Texas. Just waiting for the radar to load. So this storm's now moving through New Hope, Flint, and Lee Spring, and of course Tyler, Texas. It's getting ready to come towards you in the next 15-20 minutes or less. And then up here, the storm's fixing to north of Wardview, just to the east of Missionary, fixing to cross the Louisiana-Arkansas border and go into Arkansas and go towards Canal, Pleasant Valley, and Gin City on Highway 160 in Arkansas.
But their reinstatement address form.
So we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Louisiana. So 5 different states under severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. And then we have, of course, our storms back here, moving into the severe thunderstorm watch area.
He left work at 2 o'clock and has to go run the crane because the guy that's running it, his spouse's grandpa died and the funeral's tomorrow. Just started Sunday, the funeral's tomorrow. Good Dustin.
And we have just a really strong storm moving into Draw, Texas at the moment. We have all these storms. All these storms will be moving in this general direction and will only potentially get stronger and produce the gorilla-sized hail that we're waiting for. Of course, we hope that the gorilla-sized hail does not happen, but it's just kind of inevitable at this point. So Sulphur and Lake Charles, it's going to be near you pretty soon. Checking back in on our Tennessee severe thunderstorm warning for Clarksburg, Huntington, and Camden and Big Sandy in Tennessee. Definitely some really powerful storms. That's mixing to move through Scott Hill, Leech, and Polar Springs, and Westport and Dollar in Tennessee. You guys be prepared for that. Checking back in on Tyler, Texas. We'll just see 35 miles an hour. So we're just going to map out Tyler, Texas here. 16 minutes for Tyler, Texas. 15 minutes for Tyler, Texas. So probably about 6:05 or 6:10, 6:05, somewhere in that
I
time.
was just saying so we didn't have to turn on the grill or whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have just one spreadsheet.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
Get six clients, so.
The storm down here to the north of Wardview is fixing to cross the border and go up towards Pleasant Valley and Gin City.
You're welcome.
The storm moving near Lake Charles and Westlake. Really strong storm moving through.
One of them's for sale, one of them's for us.
I just stuck them right here.
And Moss Bluff and Belfield, you guys get ready for these storms as they are getting ready to move towards your neck of the woods. The storm near Gerald, Texas is looking really, really strong. This is the strongest storm over here at the moment. Check back in on our, just see if there's anything else near Midland and San Angelo. I don't think so. Good thing this whole area is just surrounded by radars. So just really watching these storms near Post and Coast City, Texas, crossing Highway 84 here pretty soon. Wish I could tell how fast this is moving, but I'm trying to map this out. We'll just say it's moving at 35 miles an hour. So Post in 40 minutes and Augustus in 44 minutes. Back on our storm in Tennessee to the southwest of Clarksville. Still really strong storms. Fixing to move into Davis Chapel, Hillard, Huntington, and Mount Zion. And then moving into Dollar, Spanish Grove, Garrettsburg, Pond Branch, and Pleasant Hill in Tennessee. You guys get ready. Some powerful storms fixing to move in that area. I did. I'm just hoping that the Wi-Fi box doesn't start flashing red again. Yeah. Be middle of making pork chops and then ba-doop. Let's see here. Okay. Just trying to check some things. Okay. So Lake Charles and Sulphur in Louisiana, you guys are fixing to get hit by the storm again in the next 10, 15 minutes, probably 10 minutes. So we'll just keep our eyes on that. And then the severe thunderstorm warning up here. That's moving into Gin City, Walnut Hill, Bradley, and Kaiser, Arkansas. Not as severe as it once was, but it could be. Well, it is, obviously, but it's not as strong as it once was, but still carrying some hail and some damaging winds with it. And then our storm down here in Tyler, Texas is, well, it's fixing to be in Tyler, Texas, probably in the next 10 minutes as well. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'm going to leave this up for Tyler, Texas, as it's the most populated area under a severe thunderstorm warning. Well, actually, don't know the population between Lake Charles and Tyler, Texas, but we'll leave this one up. And we'll get the play going. and I will be right back in a minute. Let me figure out this. There we go. Okay. I will be back in just a minute.
I'm gonna do this on my phone. I'm gonna watch some TV. Finish up.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back once again. Alright, just had to do a couple things. So our severe thunderstorm warning has grown past Tyler, Texas, as I'm assuming y'all saw. Now includes Hawkins, Big Sandy, Texas, Lindale, Texas, Crow, Texas, Winona, Texas, Red Springs, Texas. And this includes quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, north at 45 miles an hour. Tyler, Texas, you guys are finally fixing to get this storm, this severe warning storm. Gonna go just check warning by warning. Our severe thunderstorm warning for Arkansas and Louisiana. Not looking super impressive as it once did. And then our severe thunderstorm warning for Tennessee. So Mount Zion is fixing to get hit. Roser, Hollow Rock, and there it is. Hollow Rock and Brewston, you guys get ready. You guys are fixing to get hit by the storm. And then Gizmonda, Crossroads, you guys get ready as this big hailstorm is fixing to move towards you as well. And these storms down here, trying to find a name, near Justisburg, Texas, are starting to flare up. So now we're starting to see, now as we get to the 6 o'clock hour, a lot of these cells and storms are starting to get their act together pretty quickly. And they are fixing to get severe warning, more than likely, here pretty soon. But speaking of severe warning storms, let's bring it back here to Tyler, Texas, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning. As that is moving through downtown Tyler, Texas right now. Some gusty winds, quarter-sized hail as well with that. And we're watching. And then it's going to move towards Pine Springs, Shady Grove, Sand Flat, Red Springs, Angler, Crow, or Hawkins, and Macedonia, Texas, as well. I do have a special weather statement for Lake Charles, as Lake Charles is now getting heavy rain and winds and maybe some little bit of hail embedded in there. And that's going to move continuously to the north and to the east. Checking in on Mississippi. Our storms in Mississippi are just a bunch of rain, really nothing too concerning. None of the storms are rotating as it's just going to be. Yeah, I know. I saw that.
I was just trying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do spaghetti meatballs and rolls.
Okay. None of these storms are rotating. Again, that's not the main threat. That's just going to be some wind, maybe some rain, and isolated hail as well with these storms. And now, again, switching our attention back here near Lubbock, Texas, where we have a few cells that are trying to act up and trying to produce the large hail that we are supposed to be expecting today. Across this region. And now looking here just to the south of Sweetwater, we have another storm trying to pop up, and another one here near Snyder. So we have a lot of storms now starting to form up in this region, which we did expect to happen. Uh, Back in our severe thunderstorm warning here for Louisiana and Arkansas, more than likely will just be allowed to expire. But really, gonna go back up here to our storms in Tennessee, where they're producing some big hail, moving towards Hallow Rock and Brewston, and Gizmodona, Crossroads, Chalkerville, and Birdsong Heights. Let me see. I feel like I'm not getting any storm reports.
Change your plans.
I heard it. Oh, did you see that?
No, I did not actually.
Just went.
Sorry.
These storms are probably the most interesting when it comes to hail, as they are still producing, looks like large amount of hail, ping pong ball sized hail, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Trying to time this out for you guys. 40 miles an hour. So you could see all the towns that are going to be impacted up to the next 25 minutes. Like Dollar, Sawyer's Mill, Sandy Point, Camden. And then, of course, goes all the way to outside the severe thunderstorm. So we'll keep our eyes on this storm definitely, as it's looking really impressive. So Tyler, Texas, you are right in the center of the strong storm. So, which we expected it to hit Tyler, Texas, and it is. Looks like the strongest part of the storm may just be off to your west. It's moving north. Sorry, just looking out my window here, trying to depict the weather outside my house.
I hope everything goes well Wednesday for you. Yeah,
So Brewston, or Hollow Rock and Brewston, you guys are getting hit by this large hail right now. And then of course, Crossroads and Gizmodona, Chalk Level, Birdsong Heights, Wildlife Cove Village. You guys are fixing to get hit with this as well. The Interstate 641 in Tennessee. I'm really not impressed with the severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas at the moment. The one for Tyler, Texas, obviously is going to bring some heavy rain, if anything. So we'll keep and some gusty winds. So we'll keep our eyes on that. And this severe thunderstorm warning for Gin City will be allowed to expire at 6:15. So we're now going to shift our attention over here to western Texas for our severe thunderstorm watches. As we are watching some of these cells start to form up and take advantage of the atmosphere and try to produce the 2 to 4 inch hail that we're expecting today across this region. still some pretty strong storms moving through downtown Waco. You got a storm moving through right now, moving to the north and northeast. We're really just watching these storms here. We're waiting to see what they'll do. I don't think any of them are rotating currently. No. Which we're not expecting them to rotate. We're expecting the big hail to come out of them. Just gotta look at some stuff real quick. I try to look here and see. Whoops, it's not what I wanted to click on. And just now tuning in, this is severe weather coverage covering the potential big hail threat today across Texas and portions of Louisiana. We're watching our storms initiate here across western Texas near Lubbock and in between Lubbock and San Angelo. This one doing to the south of Sweetwater has started to grow within past little bit. And they have extended this severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee. We'll take a look at that. And that's going to include Aaron and Waverly, New Johnsonville, and Stewart, and those places in Tennessee. As Hollow Rock and Brewston just got the big hail core, and now it's moving towards Prospect and Post Oak and Pleasant Hill. And this one's the more stronger of the two, but this storm is fixing to move through Tin Cup, Camden, Black Center, the Eva subdivision, and that actual town of Eva. So I have to keep our eyes on that as I move towards Clarksville, Tennessee. And they actually extended this severe thunderstorm warning into Arkansas. 40 size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, moving at 25 miles an hour. So still moving really slow. And then the storms are fixing to exit Tyler, Texas, probably in the next 20 minutes. And now moving towards Swan, Shady Grove, Sand Flat, and you got to move towards Red Springs and Hawkins. And we got our first severe thunderstorm warning in the watch area, which we expected this. Moving northeast at 35 miles an hour, so I can give proper calculation now for this severe thunderstorm. So we're moving there at 35 miles an hour. So really, I don't know what's only showing close city and post, but oops, get out of that. It's going to move more and likely like that. So yeah, close city 22 minutes, and post Texas and about 30 minutes. And of course, these cells down here are near Justisburg along Highway 84 in Texas are probably gonna more than likely get severe thunderstorm warned. the one near Snyder will eventually. All these storms are going to get severe warnings probably in the next hour, depending on how fast they take advantage of the environment and develop. So we're now going to focus in on the watch area now, as these storms are starting to get their act together and starting to uh, get those hail cores that we were expecting them to get. Excuse me. So close city. So grassland and Graham, you guys get ready. It's gonna come up towards you, and then of course close city and Post and Texas, and of course Pleasant Valley as well. And this storm, Justisburg needs to get ready. Augustus needs to get ready. And then really after that, it moves kind of into a rural area. Not really a lot of town names.
Yeah. I plugged Autumn's collar in. We're recording Mason's remote.
Might show some rotation, but I mean, if this does get a tornado warning, then obviously you'd be able to be ready to get into your shelter. But again, the tornado threat is not the threat that we are, I guess, anticipating. We are anticipating the major hail threat today across this region.
Yes, he was very sad when he left.
So Augustus, you're getting some really strong storms, probably some hail as well. So just watching these storms in western Texas uh, produce potentially some very large hail. Talked back in on our severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee. And I'm going to focus on this one up here just because it's been uh, the more dominant cell, you could say. So Prospects get some large hail. Pleasant Hill and Liberty, you guys are up next, and then Bain and Big Sandy. You guys get be prepared. No, didn't want to do that. As we were uh, watching these cells here as they uh, move into western Texas. This one here, Sweetwater. I wonder how long it's sat over Marysville. How much rain it's dumped over there. Well, I guess according to this, it's some no rain. But all right, back to our severe warning storm. moving towards Close City, Grassland, and Graham in Texas. Just have a cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings over here for Tennessee. So Clarksville, you guys need to be getting prepared for those severe thunderstorm storms. Gonna get towards y'all probably in the next 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. Just watching the storms we've been waiting for all day to start getting ready. This one, your post is starting to get that light blue color, which means it is starting to strengthen. I might see a new severe thunderstorm warning for Verbena, Texas. This one down here is that's going to move towards Snyder and Hermle, and Dunn in Texas is looking pretty concerning. I mean, all these cells are looking pretty concerning. Just watching this group of storms, as you can see, as I say that, special weather statements gets issued. 50-55 mile an hour winds and nickel-sized hail expected, and that goes for the next 50 minutes, just to the southwest of Snyder. Checking then. Got some strong storms near Macomb. They're gonna move up to the north. Just now tuning in, this is severe weather coverage of the severe weather outbreak this week. This is day 1 of 4. We're watching the big hail threat across Texas today. Quickly check Twitter, see if anything new came out for the National Weather Service. New mesoscale discussion that goes across Texas. Some short-term severe weather persists, though a greater threat may evolve this evening, and that's for the tornado watch. Some people of the tornado watch for so short-term severe weather threat persists, but a greater one may evolve overnight tonight. Alright, just had to check some things really quickly as we were watching these big supercells move in, and there's the severe thunderstorm warning. That does include Nap, Aura, Dermont, and Fullerville in Texas, and that goes for the next hour. $50 sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, and the reason why it's so long is it's only moving at 20 miles an hour. So it's moving at 20 miles an hour. Fullerville in 78 minutes, Dermont 68 minutes, and LOUISANA in 66 minutes. Nap, I'll map it out for you guys. Okay. There you go. Is it not gonna let me go? Like, do I have to go here? Alright, I guess it won't let me go through Nap. But you guys can expect it probably in the next. It's gonna be off to your west, but you guys can expect this severe thunderstorm in the next 20 minutes. So now, a couple severe thunderstorm warnings for the severe thunderstorm watch area. Of course, watching the massive hail with this threat today, as it looks like it's just now getting started for Texas.
I just thought that at the corner of my eye.
Yeah. Let me check something real quickly.
Your honest opinion. Be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Good.
That's hot. Turn one in, please. Alright, well, gonna go back to our storms in Texas. As we will probably, I'm surprised we haven't yet get a new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm, moving towards Verbena in the next little bit. Just watching these cells form up in western Texas as we are expecting gorilla hail today. 2 to 4 inches expected across this watch zone, and maybe even get into Dallas as well. I'll show you guys the graphic for that. So you can see our storms here. They're fixing to move into that 30% hatch risk zone for today. Again, not really expecting a lot of tornado warnings today, just a lot of strong to destructive severe thunderstorm warnings today. Verbena, this looks like it's gonna go, or Verbena, this looks like it's gonna go to the north of you, so just be prepared for some strong winds and maybe some hail associated with that as well. Really quickly, just gonna go over all the severe risk and hazards for the rest of the evening as I'm fixing to end the stream and go eat dinner. So let's go to here, 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 and here.
Well, the dinner's done.
Fixing to end the stream.
Alright. I was just letting you know it's done.
Alright. Wait for this to load. So for the rest of the night tonight, we'll talk about Texas and portions of Louisiana first. We're expecting some major hail with these storms as well as they move off towards Wichita Falls, and then of course expecting these storms down near Austin, Texas, and College Station, move towards Tyler, Texas, and Shreveport, and cause some damaging winds and hail. Yet on the backside, Lubbock, Texas is going to get another round of storms, probably around 5 a.m. or so. And then Wichita Falls could be hit around midnight, 1 a.m. So we go through tomorrow morning. Some really strong storms moving through Abilene, Austin, Texas, Dallas potentially. And we can only go till 11 a.m. tomorrow. And then now we're gonna go focus on the Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Memphis area till 11 a.m. tomorrow. These storms that are there right now are going to move up to the north and to the east, and then you're going to have a strong Boeing segment that's going to move through Arkansas, Louisiana, northern Mississippi, and then some strong convection from Louisiana that might go through southern Mississippi as well as we go into tomorrow morning around 11 a.m. So, and then we're going to look at the risk, and then I'm going to end the stream. So again, thank you for everyone who tuned in today. So I already talked about today. We're going to zoom in on tomorrow. Enhanced risk tomorrow for Austin and Houston, Texas, Waco, Texas, portions of Louisiana, and that is driven off of the 10% hatch risk for tornadoes, the 30% chance for winds, and then of course the 30% hatch risk for hail as well. And then of course day 3, moving to Wednesday, southern Mississippi, portions of Louisiana and Alabama under an enhanced risk, and the 30% hatch risk probabilities for all hazards in this area here. I will post an update on Twitter tomorrow morning when we have more information on this. But that's about all I got. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.